Okay, so if you're lucky enough to be in the no expense spared category, I consider that to be sort of ultra luxury. You're still going to need that $35 license from the marriage bureau in order to legally get married. But after that, you can do pretty much whatever you want. I would say this category is getting into the obviously well over 10,000. That would be sort of the luxury range, 10 to 15, 30,000, even on elopement. I know it sounds insane for some people, but for other people, that makes perfect sense. If you're getting, say you want to get married in a suite at one of the top hotels in New York City, that suite alone could cost you $8,000. So you see how quickly this can add up, and then private dining at a really nice exclusive restaurant. Attire, I know that high-end dresses can cost a substantial amount of money, $8,000-$10,000 on their own. You can still do all of this even if you're only eloping. I really don't think we need and we'll be thinking about elopements going forward as being just in the budget category. I really do believe that people can do whatever their budgets and their dreams allow. And if your dream, say you have $25,000, that's not going to get you very far when it comes to having like a 200-person wedding around New York and New Jersey. You can't do that for that amount of money. It doesn't exist anymore. Those weddings are easily $7,500, $1,000 or more. At least I think. I didn't Google this in advance, but I feel like that's pretty accurate. The average wedding cost, I think they keep saying, is like $25,000, $26,000, but that doesn't go very far around New York City. But for an elopement, you could take that budget and have the most incredible week or weekend and do incredible things and have it well documented and just have this incredible experience, either just the two of you or with some family and friends. And, the sky is kind of the limit, but the goal with this sort of ultra would be that, well, we're having everything. We're having a high-end cake. We're having the designer attire. We're having, the limo or the luxury special car rental. We're having photography the whole time. We're having video. We're going to have a fabulous officiant. We're going to have a fabulous terrace. You can, at this price point, get into all kinds of different venues. Again, maybe it has to be a weekday because there's some that are still going to be like, no, sorry, weekends booked for only big weddings. But there are places like 620, 610 Lofton Gardens that will accommodate smaller weddings on weekdays that are fabulous, beautiful, iconic locations. But you're gonna drop some coin on renting those for those views. I'm trying to think where else. I mean, obviously, a lot of beautiful terraced suites you could have to get married that are also going to be more in that price range. And I wish I had some other concrete examples, but I know that, again, in this category, you're probably gonna have a planner who can help you find an exclusive, fabulous location that's gonna fulfill your dreams. And I think that this category is, at this price point, should be about, really getting everything that you want. And I think that's amazing and wonderful. And if you can do that, and then have a party with some friends later, maybe that's a barbecue or cookout or I don't know, something like that, to still get some family and friends photos, that would make me happy. That's kind of my only, if you just only have photos of the two of you, you might miss out later on having some of those other photos of people all dressed up having a good time. So it's always kind of like, what are we doing? I don't know, but only you can decide what's right for you and your partner. And I've seen all different types of weddings and elopements, going from the luxury suite to really simple in Central Park. And they can all be absolutely beautiful and wonderful and make for great photographs. It's really just about what is going to make you happy and feel like you were getting the day that you deserve. And for some people, that might actually be without family and friends. But for others, it's no, we want our most closest people to be around us. So whatever you decide, I hope that you are able to have the budget for the wedding or elopement that you dream of.